So nice to have you back, Scott, on this podcast.
Good to be here.
Yeah. And let's get started with what's going on right now between Hezbollah and Israel. We have heard about the pager bombings in Lebanon, and it seems that the Iranian ambassador to Lebanon, was injured by this attack. And on the other hand, the Israelis hard supported that Israelis are just expecting that Hezbollah is going to attack them in the coming hours, in a few hours. How do you see the situation right now between these two?
Well, I mean, what does anybody expect? Um, this is war. It may be low intensity, it may be hybrid, but it's war. And the purpose of war is to inflict harm on your enemies. Um, Israel launched an attack in Beirut that killed a senior Hezbollah commander. Hezbollah retaliated by striking Unit 8200 headquarters, reportedly killing the 8200 commander and killing dozens of Israeli intelligence personnel, wounding dozens more. And this appears to be a retaliation by Unit 8200, Israel's, cyber warfare unit. Buy better pagers. I mean, it's war. It doesn't matter whose side you're on. This is part of what hybrid war looks like. What did Hezbollah think was going to happen? That Israel was going to roll back and just take it? What does Israel now think is going to happen? That Hezbollah is just going to absorb 1,500 casualties? Because that's the number that's coming out now. What did Iran think of? Buy better pagers. I mean, I'm sorry. Now that this in 1996, Israel put a small amount of RDX high explosives into a cell phone that had gotten into the hands of the man they called the engineer, Ayosh, I think his name was. And he answered the phone, and they intercepted the call, heard that he was on the phone. They blew his head off. On October 7th, the Hamas was able to gain access to one of the most sensitive intelligence headquarters for Israel in that theater of operations, where they not only learned who the human intelligence assets that Israel was running inside Hamas, but they learned about how Israel was monitoring Hamas cell phones, how Israel was, taking control of supply chains and getting cell phones inserted into the supply chain so that they could better monitor, track, and indeed kill Hamas operatives. Hamas, I'm certain, shared that intelligence with Hezbollah, with the axis of resistance. It may have led to the replacement of the pagers by Hezbollah as a precaution. We don't know what triggered this. Did Israel put high explosive in these pagers? Maybe. Edward Snowden believes that this could have been done just by using a hack that overwhelms the lithium battery and causing that to explode. I don't know. It's too early in this. But what we do know is that if you are an enemy of Israel and you use electronic devices, respect the fact that 8200 is one of the best damn units out there that in the cyber electronic warfare signals intelligence business. And you're their enemy. They're not going to just sit there and let you do what you want to do. Your computers, your cell phones, your pagers, anything electronic that you use will be turned into a weapon against you. And now 1,500 plus Hezbollah operatives, their friends, their families, anybody near that pager when it went off, have paid the price. And Hezbollah will, I'm certain they're just not going to sit there and take it. There will be an escalation. But let this be a lesson to anybody who is the enemy of Israel, the enemy of the United States, the enemy of any nation that has good cyber warfare, electronic warfare capabilities. This will kill you. Okay, they just don't monitor and listen to it. They don't just take control of your cameras and watch what you're, look at you. This has become a weapon. They will kill you. And that's my takeaway from this. I'm not going to call this an act of terrorism. This is war. This is war. And from the Israeli perspective, Hezbollah is a terrorist organization. It doesn't matter whether